Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. I've got a box back from CBCS with some rework. Let's talk about it and take a look and see what we found inside. All right, so recently I unboxed some CBCS slabs, and at first I thought everything was fine, but when I actually was back in my garage putting books away, I discovered damage to two of the slabs. So I reached out to CBCS. I sent them an email to their customer service, and I, specified what the submission number was, what the books, the two books in questions were, and sent some pictures along with it for the damage and asking for them to address the issue. I immediately got a automated response back that said that they would get back to me shortly. And then days went by. And I then replied to that and sent in multiple messages. And every once in a while I would get an automated reply back saying, someone will get back to you shortly. After 2 weeks, I reached out through Instagram to them on maybe even a thread initially and then later through DMs. But anyways, basically called them out on the fact that their customer support was lacking. That yes, I got initial response, but nobody was following up with those responses. And could somebody please look into what was going on? I was told, oh, well, they're really super busy and they'll get back to you shortly initially. And I said, well, that's not acceptable. Anyways, another couple days go by. Finally, I'm chatting with somebody on Instagram, and they say that they're going to go back and talk to the CS person, and the CS person then finally reached out to me directly. The whole time I was being very nice about it. I wasn't bitching and complaining. I was simply actually asking, what is your SLA? Now, for those of you who don't know, SLA is a service level agreement, or basically in the customer service industry, there is a expectation that usually in support organizations that you set for your team for response to various customer issues. So it's not necessarily a time to resolution because different issues can occur. It may take extra time and you don't necessarily know. But it is simply how long is it for a message to come in before somebody responds to the customer. Not an automated response, but an actual person. Now, the industry norm for support organizations, and I know this because this is actually the industry that I've been in for so long, is the customer experience industry. So all facets of customer experiences, what I do for a living for most of my adult life. Anyway, so the industry norm is 48 hours or 2 business days, actually. And that wasn't what I was getting. And I was just asking them, are you operating off the norm? What's the expectation? Blah, blah, blah. Finally, they got me somebody finally got me a resolution, or got in contact with me, agreed to take the books back. They issued me a return shipping label, and I sent the books back to them. The books then were there for probably about maybe 2 weeks before I got them back here. Meanwhile, in the same amount of time while this was going on, I had actually had a book issue with CGC. You might have seen that video with the Avengers Annual 10 that the show was open. I actually opened that book after the CBCS slabs. I already knew these were damaged and had already sent an email to CBCS. Got the CGC, had managed to respond, issue me a return ship label, take the book back, fix it, and return it to me, all before I got these books back from CBCS. At the end of the day, though, I mean, I took a lot of time or a lot of effort on my part chasing down CBCS. Once I did actually get to a person, CBCS was fine. The response time was adequate. It was a little bit slow. A 2 weeks turnaround time on fixing the damage is fine in my opinion. I didn't need. I mean, the 1 week that CGC did was phenomenal, but 2 weeks is an acceptable amount of time given what the turnaround time for everything else. So, taking a look at this book now. Um, so here we are. This is the first book. It is Batman 655. It was a 9.6 before we sent it in. It's a 9.6 because there is a little right there. But what we had before was we had some damage here on the case. Looking at this case completely over, there is 0 damage on here. So there we go. First appearance of Damian Wayne in cameo as a child. Batman 655. Very good. All right, and the other book. This is Batman 656. It came back in 9.8. It was a 9.8 when I sent it back there. They didn't. I mean, I didn't expect regrading. This should have been just simply straight reholdering. The book with the shell on the other ones were fine. Both of them just had damage, crack on the case, and both of these now the cases are clean. They've reholdered them. We're good to go. All right. So, end of the day, they did a great job fixing the books. They got it back to me in fairly short order. So here I'm looking at the order got entered into their system on May 3rd. Today is May 15th. So this has actually been sitting here for a day or two. So yeah, I mean it's overall. I mean that's less than a 2 week turnaround time. So I'm happy with that. The only knock I can give CBCS is just that initial response time to email. And that's something that I've heard from multiple people on multiple issues, is that getting a hold of CBCS is a difficult thing. They've got a lot of emails that are coming in, and they need to staff up their customer support. I know that I've recently read something or heard something that they outsourced some to India, but that still wasn't in this case actualizing any result any quicker. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Leave a comment down below about your experiences. If you had to send anything into CGC, CBCS, have you good experience, bad experience with it was recent? Let me know. Comments down below. And until next time, guys, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including myself. I mean, I'm just a fat guy with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.